Well, good morning. Welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday, the 23rd of July. So, the ECB meeting yesterday, it really was kicking the tin down the road, or the can down the road, wasn't it? It's as slow as anything. We did see, well, it was most of what was said was expected, so there was little really to shake the markets. We did see a rally for a short while, but the markets just continued with this sort of downward trend, with the ending bar quite bearish. And looking at the 4 hours, it's become quite a mess here now. There is a sort of support area around 1758-ish area. Let's call it on its a weekly S1 there. A break of that could see further downside. He thinks. Let's just come down to the 60 minutes here. Just coming down to the 60 minutes where there is an untouched daily pivot above, so we've got a bit of a draw both ways, but you can see the sort of pattern that's sort of rising here. It's a bit of a head and shoulder looking pattern, very funny shut head, but anyway, but the thing is, it's at the bottom of a pattern as opposed to at the top of the pattern. If we'd seen that towards the top, I'd have been more interested. As it sits, well, yeah, multiple touches on the bottom, it might, as I say, just break that area at some stage. I think it's a sit and wait situation there, unless it gives me any other signals beforehand. It's looking quite a bullish candle. It started off here on this. Current candle is quite bullish. It's only got a few minutes to finish. Perhaps we will have a bit more of a continuation to the upside in the short term, but it's a sit and wait for at the moment. The pound. Pound yesterday continued its shove to the upside there, a little bit more strength coming through. The data release this morning, retail sales, done little to really stop that, but that said, it stopped. All on its own, it's consolidating mainly where it's sitting at the moment. Just coming into its daily pivot here, it's just below it here, just fractionally below. Looking at this, the shape of the price action here, it looks to me like probably the most conservative entry would be somewhere off the break of this sort of level upwards, but effectively, shouldn't put this on yet, but effectively it is in that sort of wedge pattern. Bit unreliable maybe, but I prefer the upside on it because of the way it's been moving. So I'll look at this post 8 o'clock and see what develops. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen's been a right mess for a while, and a difficult one to really work out what's going on. Let's just come down the time frames here. Consolidation you can see here on the 4 hours. A break above the highs of that would suggest further upside, maybe towards its high. It doesn't look like it's got a lot before it runs into resistance. That's the problem with this, but maybe, as I say, a push to the upside there is the sort of the best opportunity at the moment. I'm just looking. There is an alternative. I've got these lines from yesterday all over the place, or the day before. Let's just get rid of those. That's it. Let's just pop the lines on here. There is the alternative across the low here. Actually, it may just. But when sitting in the middle of a pattern, as I say, I favour the upside only because the high lows, high highs are already there. May just push it through there. It could just pitch through the low side, but favour more upside on that at the moment. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, lower highs, lower lows, kicking through there on the dailies for some time. It's managed a bit of a bounce here last couple of days. It's very similar to the pound in its action, a lot of it, but consolidation where we're sitting at the moment on the 4 hours. Maybe you come down to the hourly and it looks a pig's ear. It's really not easy to read where this is going to go to. Maybe we'll get some sort of bounce here on this current bar, and a continuation starts pushing through as we move, say, into the new hour. If we can get sort of a break to the upside, but it is just a mess. It's very difficult to trade on a mess, but people will do it, and they'll end up just losing money because it's not clear. The clarity is important in markets. Canadian dollar, well, the Canadian dollars had been doing quite well, selling off early in the week, and then it's gone into this uh, this price action here is consolidation, but it is a consolidation in a decent move. Maybe I looked at it yesterday and it well, it got nearly down to where double bottoms effectively yesterday. It could do something similarish today, but once again, it's a bit messy, but maybe one of the better opportunities. Maybe even a break of the sort of 25-55 area, but bit ugly at the moment. And that pretty much sums up the markets there. The Forex market's ugly. Not particularly easy to read. If you can read these markets easily, well, that makes it a lot easier to trade. If you can't, you're almost guessing, and guessing isn't the best way to go ahead with trading. So we'll have to be a bit patient, methinks. Now let's look at the equity markets. I'm going to look at the S&Ps on here, then bring my other charts over and show you the other markets. But the S&Ps, the futures market, then as this is a live feed, it makes more sense. So yesterday pushed up. We're not too far off all-time highs again. Why am I not surprised? Because it's just what I expect every time. The money is still running into equities. There's no surprise. We saw it at when we looked at the analysis at the beginning of the week. People, well, still seeing money running in. Actually, cotton analysis I think was just seeing a bit, maybe lightening up, but all the same, it's bullish. It's tapping on the door here. Maybe we'll see a break to the upside at some stage, not necessarily immediately. Be careful on the weaker, softer time frame on this. If later on would be better. We've got a bit more volume coming through, but it does look like it's got potential to continue to push up for now. Right, let's bring the other markets in. He says, here we go. So I'm going to start off just looking across. So Asian market, then the CSI 300, Shanghai, Hong Kong. But you've got the quite a solid down day. It's just it looked like yesterday it might have actually got out of this consolidation, but it's still sitting in there. I keep on saying it. I just feel that this has got more potential downside the way you look at it. The FTSE just opened. If I can open it, there we go. FTSE's just opened on a bit more positive there. Yesterday, dull old day really. But again, well, it's back into yesterday. It really came back into these prior lows here, and it's the day before that and yesterday it hasn't managed to break through that level. Now, if it fails again today, well, perhaps we have got more downside to come on this. A push and close above this level would, for me, signify potential further upside. The DAX, well, the DAX is pushing up stronger and looks like it's already pushing up well this morning. So DAX got more upside potential. Looking through the other US markets, the Nasdaq, well, the Nasdaq again, as the S&P is pushing up strongly, and that leaves me the FTSE, the Dow Jones even, and again Dow Jones recovered. So as much as it looks all very bearish at the beginning of the week, it's amazing what a few days does, and all of a sudden we're sitting here back into more bullish territory. Looking aside of that, then Bitcoin. Bitcoin made a bit of a recovery a couple of days ago. Yesterday it didn't do too much. It's another one of these. It's sort of sitting around its prior lows sort of area there. I'm not massively convinced in it. I think we'd need to see the dollar selling off a lot more. We've got a bit more of a bounce on Ethereum, Ripple still bouncing, but with all of these, the joint at the hip effectively. You're just running into those prior lows here on Ethereum, all looking well, yep, if they can break these areas, maybe they've got potential to push up, but again, as I say, we really need a bit of dollar softness for these to really get any traction to the upside. Okay, that's pretty much it. We haven't looked at gold. Quick look at gold then. Gold and oil, and then we're done. So gold has come out. Have a look from the daily perspective of gold, and well, it's bounced into its daily 100 yesterday. Managed to finish on a bounce and a bullish bar there. Nice little hammer at the bottom. Such a mess with all these key moving averages all sitting around. The problem is when it gets into this sort of tight old range, everything gets there. You sort of run into resistance too easily. You've got the 200 still facing south, the 34 facing south. Oh, I don't like it. I think if anything, it does look like it could roll too easily, but you come back up to the 60-minute. Well, it's got a clearer signal here. That I say clearer signal, a clearer point here, this 1880 area. But look how it's come up there, come up, and then it's pulled right the way back. Weakness, and it's come back up, and at the moment it's rejecting it again. That to me just looks weak. So there we go. There's my view on gold this morning. Oil. So oil, nice turnaround we had a couple of days ago. It's pushed up yesterday solidly again, reasonably solidly. Not setting the world alight, but it's doing well. Consolidation where we are at the moment. There's no reason why this might not pitch up a little bit further. As I said, I think yesterday, I'm still looking out for my short side of things, but not yet. There's an obvious trend line sitting across the top here. I would prefer to see this break later rather than sooner. Looks like it's going to be probably sooner. And I'll review it later in this afternoon, but at the moment it's well, look, as I say, looks like it'll push out a bit earlier. It's got the R1 above. It's got slowish targets, but it could continue in the upside there. It's certainly shaped up to do so. Right, that is it for me. I think there's nothing else. Let's just check through. And there's no questions. Nope, good. Okay, I'll leave it at that point. I wish you all a great weekend, a great Friday trading. So hope something comes from it. I'll be doing my live trading video today. Look out for that later. Catch you later. Bye for now. Have a great weekend. Bye. Boom.